A haughty-looking undead woman, unmasked, surveys the ground around her, seeking something. Suddenly, her head swivels, and she trains an imperious gaze upon you.
What side do you take?
Her voice is clipped and detached, with metallic overtones. It even seems to echo, as if she's speaking to you from very far away. She cocks her skull to one side with a nightmarish creak. Though her shiny visage is completely devoid of emotion, you sense confusion in her manner. Confusion and more than a little scorn.
Quick now, quickly. Do you support Divine Order or Black Ring? So long as you do not pledge allegiance to the ring, we can talk. Perhaps even trade. I have books, though I hate to part with them. And you, hopefully, you have something I want. Aithne was my name.
She slaps her face violently as she corrects herself, dislocating her loose jawbone and powdering the earth beneath her feet with bone dust.
I was a librarian in arts for the glory of the Order. The ring came, burnt my library to the ground. My books, they are all I have, all I had. I had to save them. The flames, there was no making it out alive. But as the fire caught my magical scrolls, they all turned to a rain of glittering ash. I awoke covered in it. And here I stand. That would be prudent if I wanted to stay alive, or whatever it is that I am now. Survival is not something that interests me any longer. Not in this form.
Suddenly, she leans towards you with an unnerving creak.
Enough about that. I'm travelling as I look for a particular book. A tome to teach me how to make corpses explode. Would you have anything like that I could learn from? Have a look. Mind you don't tear any pages now. You know what I'm looking for. Come back to me if you find it. Do you have it? Do you have the book I seek? Must find it. Must find it. Must find it. Do you have it? Do you have the book I seek?
I've spotted something.
Shade, I'll kill. Oh, baby, oh, darling, I'm... Bubbling skin and burning knuckle. I'll kill your shining lights.
Ah, you again. Got the coin to pass, have you? Now that is a story. For that, you can pass for a pittance. Oh, so sorry for any confusion. It is, of course, a pay-per-use deal. My children have to eat, you know. Over you go. Life is good.
Be grateful that you
I'll
don't
stay
feel
out
the
of there,
need.
thanks.
It's all out in the open. Occupied! Oh, unholy hells! Do I sound like I'm all right? That's what I get. Bloody tainted stew. Mix a little fish into some of my stew. Bloody mackerel must have been tainted. Save me, Lucian. Oh, heaven.
Fine, Fab, you're a hero.
Wilson, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some more.
Right away.
You doing okay, boy of mine?
Devil is this stall out?
May the seven usher us to paradise against all the odds.
Stew is good, if you're thinking of eating.
Weep, my friends, for Alexander the Innocent. Killed by sorcerers, a most vile incident. A valiant warrior against the void. Intolerant. Taken too early. All hope destroyed. The path thus ended, the conclusion of a noble bloodline. May the seven usher us to paradise against all the odds.
Ah, finally. Your colleague over there is absolutely useless. I'll have a bowl of the house stew, if you please. Oh, pity. I've been trying to get a little something to eat all day. But the giggleheads who run this establishment don't seem to be willing to provide a fellow with his fair portion. After all I've been through, too.
He lowers his gaze, then looks up at you expectantly. His lip trembles dramatically.
It's my mentor. My dear mentor. He was killed by those void beasts. I told him we ought not to travel in the hills, but would he listen? No. Now here I sit, my closest companion gone, our precious cargo worth more than Lucian's right ring, lost to the beast-infested wilds. And the waiter won't even bring me any stew. Ah, then perhaps my luck has changed. Yes, perhaps this awful business might soon be behind me. Tell me, how are you with, well, Void Woken? Ah, terrific news. Then what I ask will be little more than a trifling. My mentor, Liam, and I were hauling in a goodly number of fine wares from the Southlands when we crossed paths with a great brute of a Void Woken. It made short work of Liam, may the gods rest his soul. I managed to escape, but my precious cargo was left behind. We'd invested our entire livelihood in those wares. I'll do anything to get them back. My lucky stars. You must have been sent from on high. And don't worry, I'll make it very worth your while. This I promise. Oh my. Now, give me your map. I'll show you just where to look. I doubt those beasts out there have any use of such a cargo. I can't tell you how thoroughly you've made my day. Good luck.
Too early, all hope destroyed. Path thus ended, the conclusion of a noble bloodline. Who shall rise? Who gains the title most divine? We wait, we wander and wonder, seeking signs from the gods. May the seven usher us to paradise against all the odds. Wait, my friends, for Alexander the Innocent, killed by sorcerers, a most vile incident. A valiant warrior against the void. Taken too early, all hope destroyed.
And prize for everyone.
The path thus ended, the conclusion of a noble bloodline. Who shall rise? Who gains the title most divine? We wait, we wander and wonder, seeking signs from the gods. May the seven usher us to paradise against all
Stew is good, if you're thinking of eating.
Nah.
my friends, for Alexander the Innocent.
What would I do?
By sorcerers, a most vile.
You've got enough in...
She nods an uninterested greeting.
Here for the fight? This is a tavern. People are drinking. Eventually there'll be a fight. You planning on starting one? Pity. Well, later then.
See the cook for stew, friendo.
A prim woman in a starched apron wipes a glass with a clean rag. She pins you with blue, steel-sharp eyes as you approach the bar.
Blessings upon our Lucian, 7 times divine.
Her eyes soften and crinkle as she smiles.
I see your mother raised you very well indeed. You and my Niles would get along. Nice to see an unfamiliar face. What brings you to Driftwood, darling? You've still some way to go yet, then. What can I get you in the meantime? You ought to enjoy a little rest while you can. Don't you worry. The Magister will keep you safe while you're here. My boy Niles over in the Joy makes sure of that. We've only got amber ale, I'm afraid. Can't spare the potatoes for hard alcohol. If you'd like something that'll stick to your ribs, I'd flag down Loverick and get yourself a bowl of the house stew.
My friends, for Alexander the Innocent,
What would I do?
killed by sorcerers, a most vile incident. A valiant warrior against the void. Taken too early. All
An elf sways on her chair, her eyes focused on the counter in front of her, where she has 6 glasses in a row. With the nails of 2 fingers, she's pressing red welts into her forearm. She slides one of the drinks towards you, her head bobbling heavily on her neck as she nods at the sparkling ale.
And that. Nothing like a glass of the good stuff to smudge everything into a pretty shape.
She slides another glass of ale toward you. Its contents sparkle in the dim bar light.
Bottoms up. It's a sad story about a lover who left me out cold. Name's mind your business.
I don't think you'd know even a smaller good if it bit you on the
thus
arse.
ended the conclusion of a noble bloodline.
Pretty good, ain't he? Bet he'd even write a poem for you if you sidled up all nice like.
We wait, we wander and wonder.
That
seeking
divine voice, that idyllic poetry. I could lose myself in Barstan's cinnamon eyes.
At least here we still got some magic.
You have interrupted my newest masterpiece.
The bard clears his throat and gargles on his own saliva. He then returns to his poem, but his voice cracks mid-verse.
Well, never you mind. Every sonnet I compose is a masterpiece, and my muse has been begging me to write something new. Wait! You might be just the stimulus I needed. I shall craft a rhyme for you and your race. All I ask in return is a handful of coins. It's an offer of a lifetime. Normally I'd argue with you, but you do have a certain look about you. Very well. But if I am to write a first-rate work, you must face some difficult questions. Are you prepared to answer? It's your call. Find me when you're ready.
Arguing with Mac is like giving medicine to the dead. He's as stubborn as a corpse and smells the part to boot. No wonder Papa Thrash gives him the stink any time he tries to go downstairs.
Killed by sorcerers, a most
Another
vile-
sorcerer on the loose. I knew they should have cut off the Meister's head and burned the rest. Gotta make sure it don't grow back.
all hope destroyed.
He fixes you with a stare, looks you up and down, weighs you up, the cut of your cloth, the weight of your bag. A moment passes. Then a smile creases his face, a smile carefully constructed to look friendly and authentic, a smile that doesn't reach his eyes.
Greetings, my lady. Looking to ease the pain of a decaying world. You're in the right place. Beers are ordered at the bar, but can I interest you in a nourishing bowl of stew?
Weep, my friends, for Alexander the Innocent. Killed by sorcerers, a most vile incident.
Stick to your own kind is my advice. You really don't have to look that far.
That would be my stomach, my lord.
Perhaps I could go downstairs for a bit of stew?
Absolutely not. The coffers, man. The coffers, they're to be guarded day and night.
Yes, of course. Of course, my lord.
As you approach the silken-robed noble, Ifan does a double-take and laughs in recognition. He pulls you to one side.
I know this man, and he's not at all what he seems. A moment.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard.
Ifan bounds forward and embraces the man, all effusive greetings. As they part, talking animatedly, the man's beard slips sideways down his face. He's wearing a disguise. Ifan laughs as he straightens the beard. They chatter away for some time, using a guttural cant you struggle to understand. At one point, the man says something and looks over at you intently. Ifan waves his hand and laughs. The man hunkers down and seems to be sketching a rough map on the floor, using an apple, some playing cards, and a fistful of threads pulled up from the carpet. Ifan claps the man on the back and turns to leave.
Well, now we know the way to the sawmill. And we know Roos thinks I'm bringing you there as part of the Godwoken contract.